Hello. This is going to be my story of how I started smoking dope, and this time I got caught, and if I have time, I'll fill you in about the happenings of today. So, first off, got a gameplay on COD 4, just something for you to look at whilst I talk, or you can open up another window, don't care. So, basically, at first time I ever smoked dope, or grass, whatever you want to call it, I was with my cousin, who will remain nameless for now. At the time, I think we were 13, and basically, it, we didn't actually buy the dope. Uh, I was staying up at his house, and at the time he was staying with his dad, who lived up on a farm. And I came up one day, and he pulled it out, and he used a little zigzag roller to roll this one skinner for the both of us, and we were just well, we were really paranoid about smoking it anywhere. Didn't want to get caught or any of that shit, you know. Remember how it was. So we went into the big shed. Now, I don't know what your idea of a shed is, but we're not talking like 2 meters by 2 meters or something like that. Talking like a huge fucking shed and a farm with him where you store bales and cows and stuff. And oh wait there, that's someone at the door. Yeah, that's me back. Yeah, so we used to climb up in the bales quite a lot as it was, and I don't know, we were young, so we'd be doing stupid shit like making little gang huts, I suppose you could call them. And we took it up there and started smoking it. And if I look back at it now, I probably have to say I wasn't that stoned. I don't think I got stoned at all. I don't know. Yeah. But halfway through smoking it, Grandad came in a big forklift. So we were freaking out, obviously. We're like, what if he smells it? What if he smells it? But he never. So we got away with that one. But after that, we wanted to buy in bits, you know, proper big bits that we could sit and smoke to ourselves, you know. But because we were still young, we it was hard to you couldn't exactly text someone, a dealer, that saying, you know, can I buy a bit of weed? Because I mean, they wouldn't want 13-year-olds crawling up to their houses. And at the time, we weren't really hanging about with the crowd who did smoke it, or you know, just the normal group who go out the weekend and drink. Um, so we would continue to steal bits off his dad, my uncle, and we kept smoking it, but it wasn't as frequent at the time. I wasn't smoking it a lot. It was just once in a blue moon kind of thing. And then after during one of the summer holidays when I was at school, like this was a year or two after, uh, I started hanging about with one or two of the individuals who smoked dope. They were in that group going out at the weekend, but we started getting hooked on this legal stuff. It was herbal incense. Buy off the internet. I believe in some countries you can just buy it in shops and stuff. I know you can buy it in Edinburgh. Um, but yeah, it was bad because you get a gram, but in the gram, it's don't need as much because if you've ever smoked it, you'll know it's a complete mindfuck. So you didn't have to put anywhere near as much as a joint's worth in, and we were. It was at the point where I was clearing bags with my friend Jack at school, and I was going home before we had even went to registration. We were getting off the bus. They smoked like 3 joints already, and we were like, nah, we'll just go home, kind of thing. Which wasn't such a good idea now I think about it, considering we lived like 2 bus journeys home. So we did. I'm getting home about school time anyway. Time school would finish. um, but yeah, I got some funny stories about that. But might do them if this gets a good response. Yeah. So we were smoking a lot of legal. I was smoking a lot of legal for a couple of months. It was at the point where I was zoning out, daydreaming, just in the middle of conversations and that. I'd find myself sometimes, I'd drool down myself. And I was like, that's the point where I knew I had to start smoking that stuff. So I started smoking a lot more weed again. And then at this point, when I was smoking it all the legal, my mum, I was out every night, which was she didn't understand why. Seeing as how I was the boy who would sit in, play a lot of Xbox, stuff like that, you know. And basically, yeah, she started getting worried. She thought I was doing some hard drugs or something, you know. And that wasn't the case. Yeah, we were just. Oh yeah, it wasn't the case. I was smoking a lot of weed, and I came in one day and she was crying. Well, this was for like a week. Every time I come in, she was crying. She didn't know what I'd been doing. All this shit. Thinking she was a bad mother, you know. So I just sat down and she said, "What do you think's happening?" And she was like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. It's not the same son giving it all that shit." And what I say is, "Well, I'm just smoking weed, smoking a lot of dope." And then I thought she'd be relieved, but she actually flipped out. Uh, and for a good couple of weeks, it was real awkward around the house. I didn't want to speak to her. She didn't want to speak to me. Even just get my dinner, collecting my dinner from downstairs, it was awkward. And then one day out of nowhere, well, in fact, wait, that's skipping ahead. Yeah, she'd come into my room sometimes in the morning, and she'd say, "You've been smoking dope in here," because had been like hanging out the window with like smoking a joint of solid, hash, and I didn't have a clue how she could smell it in the morning, but she did, and she had to go with me a few times for doing that, and then I can remember one time my cousin came up, same cousin I smoked my first joint with, came up, and they had this Pineapple Express, and I can remember he said, "This shit's really stinky. Are you sure you want to smoke this in here?" Because he was staying at my house. And I said, "Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just open the window, smoke out the window." And I actually stunk out the house for about a week after spraying about 2 cans of Oust and a can of deodorant. The smell wasn't going anywhere. And my mum wasn't happy because we had the cleaners in, cleaning the house, and she was positive they'd be able to smell it. But yeah, so that just made the relationship even more awkward. So one day I was sitting playing Xbox. Yeah, that was the first time. Well, those were the first couple of times I really got caught. She wasn't happy at all. She was trying to phone my gran, stuff like that, but I knew she wouldn't because she think that my gran would think it reflects badly on her as a parent. So, yeah, one day I was playing Xbox and out of nowhere, she came in, my mum, she was like, "Can you get me some dope?" And I don't know if she was being serious, I didn't know how to react. Said, "What you want dope for?" She was like, "I want to cut down on drinking. I don't want to drink at the weekends and stuff. I want to be able to still do something to give me a buzz, but just not be able to drive the next morning, you know." And so I got her a bit, and she started smoking it, and from there, it just took a dramatic change in our relationship. And she would be buying me. She'd come home, she'd have bought me like packs of skins and stuff like that. She'd be alright with me smoking in my room. And to this current day, she still is. uh, and I'm still smoking it, obviously. But yeah, uh, yeah. But since then, everything's been good. For anybody that smokes and their parents don't know, but after suspicions, I'd advise you just to tell them. Uh, I'm going to tell you, depending on your relationship between you and your parent, it's probably going to be awkward. In most cases, but you know, it you get through it. They'll start talking to you again. Who knows? They might either start drug testing you. I've heard some people get drug tested every week. Don't know what that's about. It's fucking stupid. Um, but yeah, I tell them it will get a lot easier. So I can remember when I was doing it, I was coming in. It was I didn't feel nice, like ruining my stone. If I was smoking a joint in my room, thinking, oh, what if I get caught again? What if I get caught? All this shit, you know. So yeah, I'd advise anybody just get out and open. Yeah, that's my story. I've got a few more funny stories, but I'll leave them for another day if anybody's interested. But yeah, thanks for listening.